Hi everyone, I'm David Farmer and welcome back to my channel, Effortless Being. So what is spiritual awakening? What does that actually mean? So in this video I want to give you some clear pointers to your true nature. And in order to do that, in order to point to what we are, we have to talk a little bit about consciousness. Because all that's really happening when we say there is spiritual awakening is that consciousness has forgotten itself and then remembered itself again. Kind of like when children are playing a game and they get lost in the game. And they become so engrossed in the game, when they finally suddenly stop playing, they realize how engrossed they were in it. And it's a little bit of a surprise when they click back into real life again. So there's a kind of a, oh yeah, this is how life really is. And that is not an experience. It's a realization. And that's why spiritual awakening is often called self-realization. But unlike the children playing in the game, the character in this great game of life, all the individual characters which we apparently see, they are unable to bring about self-realization. Why? Because the characters are fictional. They exist purely as thought. So that's why you often hear that self-realization happens by accident. But you'll also often hear that you can make yourself more accident prone. And what that really means is to relinquish this idea of being a doer, of there being some entity which can do something more or bring about self-realization. The recognition of your true nature comes about by accident when the idea of doership is relinquished. So that's why equally, like, there's nothing really I can do except point and point and point and say, wake up, you're dreaming, wake up. So really consciousness gets engrossed in pretending to be a character in a play, in this great game of life, and forgets its true nature. So that's why with a simple change of perspective and an inquiring into the substance of this character, we can kind of get to what we really actually are. What is our true nature? So a good way to do that is to just notice your very existence. And you can do that now while you're watching this. Notice that you exist. And far from any doing that is necessary, notice your being. because this beingness underlies all experience. And just notice it in the same way that the ocean would notice water. And this noticing is to know beingness. And that requires no external validation. Notice beingness is neither internal or external, has no beginning and no end. And therefore, what proof does it need to know it exists? Its own proof is its very beingness. So to use the ocean metaphor again, the ocean, in order to describe itself, would need to create another mode of expression. So therefore, consciousness expresses itself as thoughts. And these thoughts are limited labels, which are then verbalized as words. But it doesn't have to do that. It's always remaining as itself. So remaining as beingness is the foundation of everything. It is also peace, joy, and bliss that you're seeking. You already are what you seek. And therefore, living from this knowing of your own being, the character just becomes peripheral and like a triviality, because it's recognized to be invented in thought. So beingness is free to step in to the character or step out of the character as it sees fit. And in doing so, beingness never loses connection with itself. How could it? Like, can the ocean stop being water? Does the ocean stop being water in order to create a wave? So in recognizing this, we recognize that everything is as it is supposed to be. So just live each moment, each day, as if it is rigged in your favor. And embrace each moment with open arms. Because this life as it is all there is. So I hope you enjoyed that little pointer. If something resonated with you, you'd like to leave a comment, please do so in the box below. I'd love to hear from you. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the channel. That would really help it to grow. Or if something came up for you that you'd like to talk to me personally about, you can easily book a session with me via my website, effortlessbeing.org. So take care and see you again in the next video.